with the wars and rumors of wars, man. You're gonna have that, man.
It says, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men,
He feel good about
and
it.
invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
So they're gonna have swords in their hand, which is guns, and sedition. I believe it said they don't going to disregard their king. With their king meaning their president, man. Don, how many people right now are bucking up against Donald Trump? How many people are bucking up against all these other rulers, man? They bucking up against the government, man. They bucking. You got the communist countries like Cuba. You got Russia. Russia. They get as well. The water. North Korea as well, man. Everything is coming out. All these scriptures are coming out. All these precepts are coming out the scriptures, man. And it's intertwining in what's going on now, man. And us being watchmen, we seeing these precepts and bringing it out, trying to wake up not the hopeful, but the elect, so we can get up out of here, man. That's why we out here, signing crime.
That's the definition for sedition. It says, conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. And if one example right now is these ice raids, man. You know, that's a major thing going on right now too.
And then you got the police department.
Right, LAPD saying that they not working together with ICE.
We got that same thing going on here with Hogan that said he not participating with that ICE stuff, man.
Baltimore is a huge immigration city.
Matter of fact, the area we teaching in now is where a lot of the northern kingdom come to try to get work. You know, this is a heavily populated between northern and southern kingdom. You got a lot of Issachar, you got a lot of Zebulon, you got a lot of the tribes, South America on up. I come through here when I'm working. At first, this was so called Issachar. They call this like Lower Havana or whatever. But now we're seeing more Jake down here is integrated. That's letting you know that the Lord is starting to deal with Yasharala and had them know that we the same people. At first we couldn't even really interact with each other. That was one of our curses. But now we kind of more so interacting with each other better now. That's another indication to let us know that we are close to getting up out of here, man.
I got a precept. Mark 3:26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. You know? That's why, you got these kingdoms. That's why it's kingdoms and nations. Nations are the people, the kingdoms are the rulers of the world. They're coming against each other. So they're not going to be able to stand. They ain't going to have but an end.
I got something that goes to that as well. This is Jeremiah 50:9. Below, I will raise a cause to come up against Babylon and simply a great nation from the north country. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Like a man. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert men. None shall return in vain. So that clearly goes with what the brother was saying, that nations won't come up against Babylon. Nations work against nations. But here we're going to have all nations against Babylon because they trying to see that.
Verse 8, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
A man should desire to go into a city and will not be able. It was a prequel to that with when those Baltimore riots with Freddie Gray and them, all that was going on, man. You had curfews and you couldn't even move about the city like you wanted to. You couldn't come in or out of the city. You could move on the outskirts of the city, but after a certain time, you couldn't leave out the city or you was going to be locked up, man.
Depending on what area you was in. Because down in Federal Hill, man. Federal Hill, they free roam. people out there, Edomites out there, that fuck that curfew.
Right.
Ain't do nothing to them.
Well, you know it's their law and our law.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
And the desiring to go into a city also talks about these tractor trailers, man. Yeah. You know, some of them gonna be having food. So this famine that's going to come, it's going to be a man-made famine. Yeah. Okay, we already in a famine right now, but those trucks going to have food and they ain't going to be able to go into the city to be able to get to those places. The shelves going to be empty.
Maybe Malak Shah going to steal his tractor and keep it for himself.
People take a load on.
Yeah.
You seen that in that movie with Forrest Whitaker on Netflix, like End of the World or something like that.
Oh, how it ends.
Yeah.
This is how it ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to read something. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3.
Read it loud.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble,
Uh-oh.
and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those
That's when your stock market crash, man.
And they try to get rid of the ice raid.
Yeah, you do an ice raid, stuff gonna stop getting built, man. You're gonna have less people working in the factory. So that go to show you that grinding is gonna cease.
Look at all the construction going around.
Yeah.
Most of those construction sites are filled with Issachar.
Yeah, I believe those chariots, I'm not saying this on camera just verbatim. Those chariots is going to control those missiles too.
Yeah.
They ain't going to want to really shoot and kill each other.
See the example when that they said
There was a documentary I saw.
silos was going off.
They was going to open it. I put up the video on that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they're also going to be probably responsible for shutting down the stock market. The Lord controls all that, the electronics, man.
And computerized.
Yep.
And the Lord, like 10 years ago, the Lord gave us showed us that could happen as well when that stock market crashed and all those Edomites had their money saved up in those 401ks and it wiped it out, man.
Yeah, where was the two spots this week? They had the blackouts. Was it Manhattan?
Manhattan, I have no idea.
My power went off today.
Huh?
My power went off today.
Ours was flashing on and off, but it showed you that whole Long Island was without power. The chariots can control a power grid.
Yep.
You know?
Sure
it ain't
can.
just going to be EMPs, it's going to be chariots shutting down.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Most High's technology is something. Remember, when they get to Area 51 and they start finding the chariots and all that, they stole that technology. The Most High gave it to them like a mousetrap.
Right.
All right, go ahead, y'all gonna learn this and that. But then the Most High is the ultimate control of those the electronics. You know, when everybody get that chip, you know, when that bitch that they send that signal and pow, you know.
Fine. It says
That's why we know the elect is only going to be ones delivered. Because the elect ain't going to have that chip. All right, go ahead, Al.
Even if an Edomite don't take the chip, their ass ain't getting delivered.
They're not getting delivered.
and them Edomites, a lot of them Edomites, they know about the chip.
Yeah, but some of them are jakes.
Jake,
A lot of them Edomites aren't Edomites. They jake.
It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed,
Uh-oh.
and men shall be afraid.
Yeah.
Because of their pride, man. But America is built on pride, man.
Yep.
You got proud to be American. You got gay pride, man. Because of that, man.
Remember that group? We built this city on rock and roll.
Come. And when you go to Proverbs, I believe it's Proverbs 8 and 13, it says the Lord hates pride, man.
Yeah. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Proverbs
Preach.
8 and 13,
I got
believe.
fan myself. He bringing that fire.
Yeah. Bring the fire, brother. We ain't gonna cut you off too much. Bring the fire.
It's Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
And that's the problem with America, man. America think they doing it on their own. That's where their pride comes from, man. They don't fear the Lord, man. They think that they think that they building and they living on their own, man. They don't give no honor to the Lord, man. Y'all about to see y'all shot, man.
5 years.
And they claim to love him, but the Lord said, where's his fear?
And that's how you show love, man. With fear, man. Fear that you're not doing everything you can do to please the Lord,
Yeah,
man.
see, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Exactly, man.
And you should fear what is going to happen when you don't.
Well, ultimately, we in Esau kingdom anyway, so they don't have to fear the Lord, man, because the Lord ain't dealing with them anyway.
Right.
You know, you mean in the true respect space.
Pride and arrogance.
And that you can drop that on that. Yeah, pride and arrogancy, man. And that's nothing but the United States, man. You got all the army. They got that pride. They puff their chests out because they went through that little whack ass training, man. When you got people in Russia training to be soldiers at 10, 12 years old.
Hey, they out
nothing but men, man.
Yeah, they out there with they out there in the cold, man.
Yeah.
You know, they out there in the snow with no shirts and shit.
Hand-to-hand combat,
Hand-to-hand
man.
combat.
These people in America crying because they gotta do 50 push-ups in the heat, man.
Hey, they just named a woman like a head sergeant, like training. I forget what they named her as, but she just became the first woman to like lead a platoon or a brigade of army men. Verse 19 it says, verse 18 it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
I mean, some people will see that verse and say, we in that now, but men ain't gonna have no spirit on them to do that.
You heard what he said,
You know
right?
what? And that's just what we talking about. The pride and the arrogancy of America, man. That Edomite going by that, he proud, and he ain't a man enough to stand up here and say that shit right here. He don't do nothing but run, man, and that's the spirit of America. They set up there, they drop bombs and shit. We don't want no real war, man.
Yeah, they fight you from a distance.
Yeah.
But he said fake Jews.
Jews called us Jews.
Oh, I ain't gonna
What he
Yeah,
say?
he called us fake Jews.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we passed that, man.
Hey, but
We
you know what he
ain't-
gave us confirmation? That his word is going out, man. Even your average peon riding by in the car can scream out about who are the real Jews and who are the fake ones.
But he know he the fake one, and it cut him in his spirit.
Hey, they're
To
gonna
see his-
TD Jakes.
I was just ready to say that.
Where?
Who's just like him, don't
Now that's what's the other one, the flavor of the week a couple months ago. I forget his name. No, the other one. Big guy.
Oh,
No, I can't think of
Dr.
his name.
Anthony Mason.
Dr. Mason.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
a little bigger than Mason.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead to no, Salaki.
That Edomite said, fuck you. One of my friends told Combat, he said, if somebody say fuck you, say, come over here and do it yourself, coward.
I mean, they supposed to do that.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, yeah. But that we know who we are, we know what we here to do, and that shit don't mean nothing, man.
Hey, before you yell back and all that, what's the reason? You know? Well, for one, it's too hot.
Right. Number two, he's already gone by the time we get in.
Hey, his truck is all smashed up in the front.
He probably feel better about himself, though.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what I did? I rode past those Israelites and said,
You sure did tell him, buddy. Sure did tell him.
Did a drive-by.
In a safe place.
Argue by. A
This
screen by.
Revelation. This Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those names which thou shalt suffer.
exactly, that's the spirit. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, man. All these things is gonna come, man. If you believe in the Lord, man, to have fear, man, you don't have no faith, man. And it's gonna be terrible times come. That's why we out here in this heat, man. Because we don't fear, we ain't being over righteous, but we don't fear like getting sick out here. I mean, we got a job to do, man. We can work in the heat for Esau, man. We out here doing the work of the Lord, man. We don't fear that, man.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
The devil should cast some of you in prison. All that, you see all that stuff coming up, how they sit there taking brothers' videos from years ago, how we used to do things. They monitoring us, man. And some of us going to be cast to prisons, man. They going to torture us, man. That ye may be tried, and ye shall have